Hey everybody, Stock Picks by Tim, back again, and I wanted to talk about a recent article we got here from Sphere 3D. It was on Seeking Alpha, but I'm gonna get into basically why I have massive deja vu again, and it reminds me a lot like the Elon Musk article that we saw the other day, a couple weeks back now, and it just caused a huge spike on 3D Sphere, any stock ANY, and it caused a huge spike, and then it took most all of it back. But I'm gonna get into this article, and it's honestly it's kind of the same story. If you look up here, the person that actually posted this, they have 330 followers, and Seeking Alpha decided to like push this out there in the news. At least when you look on webull. Okay, and that's how I found this. Honestly, I would leave a link to this article, but I'm having a little bit of trouble finding it. You can probably go on Seeking Alpha though. But anyways, I saw this on Webull. I've got a link below for Webull if you want some free stocks. But when you go over on Webull, look at any stock, ANY, and then when you go to the news, this article is there. And I think that is honestly why we had that just about 6% rise here in share price. I mean, there's really nothing else that I could find giving it a reason to get such a nice boost. When you look at Bitcoin, it kind of just stayed stagnant, if not kind of trading downwards today. So I don't think it had anything to do with Bitcoin. And some people will argue that this isn't even a Bitcoin play yet, that it will just move solely based on the merger, but I don't think this is true because 3D Sphere, without even merging with Griffin, they already have access to 60,000 miners, and their first delivery was supposed to be in November, so we should be hearing about that very soon. I am expecting to hear about their first order coming through. I don't know how many it would be. I'm guessing maybe 5,000, and it'll be that 60,000 in the year. But I'm not totally sure on that. That's just speculation from me. But basically, getting into this article, they're basically saying that Sphere 3D deserves a $29 price target when you compare it to Marathon, saying that Marathon has a $7 billion market cap and that Sphere 3D has a current market cap of pretty much 400 million. That's where it's at. And with the Griffin merger, the market cap would be 1.6 billion. And the professionals expect Sphere 3D to match the valuation of Mara, and if a 7 billion market cap would equal $29 price target for Sphere 3D. And I would hop over to tip ranks, but they show us right here. I verified this. We do have one $10 price target, but it's by like a 3-star analyst by this Canadian investment bank. But I wouldn't pay too much attention to it because it's only a 3-star analyst. But hey, when you compare it where it's at, it's nice to see an actual positive target, not a negative target. But I've said this in my previous videos, guys. When you look down here at the bottom of this, Sphere said it will issue about 111 million shares to Griffin shareholders, who will control 77% of the combined company. Sphere holders will own the remaining 23. There is going to be a lot of dilution, it looks like. And when you look at the current outstanding shares that we have, the total shares in circulation, we have about 56 million, I believe it was. So to introduce another 111 million, I think this is going to have quite the dilutive negative effect here. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know. I don't know all the details. This is basically all the information we have here. They're expecting to merge. They haven't merged yet. Okay. And they are expected to at some point, maybe November, December, possibly into the next quarter if things don't go as planned. But keep in mind, even if they don't merge, though, that Sphere 3D already is working on acquiring their own Bitcoin miners. Now, I would love to see what kind of progress they've made. I definitely am hoping to hear something in November here about any acquisitions of new miners, the 60,000. Maybe they got their first delivery of that. But I definitely am interested on that one. The executive team on Griffin, though, is like stellar. We've got Rob Chang, who is a ex-CEO, I believe it was, of Riot Blockchain. So we've got experience in the Bitcoin mining sector if Griffin does merge here. Don't go with just what you hear. Don't ever just look at a headline. You got to look into the details. So this is literally right under the headline. If you would click on that article, this isn't from an analyst or anything. This is just someone's blog. It's the same thing as last time. I believe it was the same story. It was like a 300 followers account that like put this article out there about Elon Musk potentially joining the board on for Griffin. And it was pure speculation. As always pay attention to where you're hearing articles from. Don't just read the headline. It doesn't hurt to read it over, get the details, see where the source is coming from. I think it's kind of strange that Seeking Alpha like allows these to get pushed out there, because it definitely does seem to have an effect on the market, at least for the day that the article comes out. Get to this article first, see that it started causing a nice little spike. You could have placed some calls or just bought some shares and day traded it. But basically, I'm gonna get into what I did here with any today. Now, hopping over at the chart here, basically what I did with any, I just bought a little bit more at like 670, I believe it was. It was actually on the nice little spike because I saw we were getting this momentum, so I bought at 670 because I do have like a smaller size now of this, because I will take profits here when we get in this upper channel. And that's basically, if you guys have been around here for a while, you know that that's what I like to do, is buy in this lower channel and then sell in the upper channel. I mean, when you look at this, I was talking about this back after the spike. I believe I was talking about this like right around here, and we were noticing this pattern. And so far, I mean, it stays consistent enough that you can sell up here at the top, accumulate again, sell at the top, accumulate, and right now we're just under. So for me, it's still in that like accumulation phase. I would prefer it lower in the bottom of this little channel here. I would prefer it in the bottom half of this, but I mean, I'm still happy to purchase in any part of this channel. Now the top is definitely where I like to take profits. And that's basically what I'm doing with 3D Sphere. Once the merger is complete, I see definitely a potential sell-off, buy the rumor, sell the news. And this is typical of most mergers as well. So it's one thing to consider also, is it's very likely that there will probably be a sell-off after the merger. But one thing to consider is that we don't have a definitive date. And I've said this before, you know, if they can give us an actual date that the merger is expected, or that they're planning on going through with it, there will be hype leading up to that date, and then most likely a sell-off. But since there isn't a date, there is a possibility that if they announce that they merge, there will be possibly a short-term spike in price. And that's where I would be definitely taking profits, because I don't see, after the merger, I don't see this just continuing upwards. I see it definitely maybe having a little spike and then coming down once news comes out that, oh, hey, you know, we're going to introduce another 111 million shares. Once that news comes out, I don't think that will help the share price very much. But, you know, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but that does seem like quite a bit of dilution. And another thing to keep note of here, according to TradingView here, and I'll leave a link below to TradingView. I highly recommend it. It's free. I'm using the free version, as you can see, since these ads keep popping up. But, you know, you can do a 30-day free trial, or you can just do the basic regular, you know, you don't even have to sign up for anything. You just get on here. You can get indicators on this. You've got your estimated moving averages. There's all kinds of different plugins you can do with this. But it does show you the earnings here. And 17th of November, the earnings is expected. And they're expecting a $575,000 revenue. And we'll see how that goes. You know, if we do start trading in this upper channel, I will most likely consider taking some profits out, so I don't have to trade through earnings. You know, I might just take some profits out beforehand, just in case there's some choppiness with earnings coming up. And this doesn't say if it's before or after the bell. Okay, now according to Earnings Whispers, they're expecting their earnings November 22. Okay, so there's a little discrepancy there. I'm not completely sure, guys, so I can't really help you guys there. So it's either going to be November 17 or November 22. But remember, November 17 is going to be this Monday, and November 22 would be still the same this week coming up. So keep that in mind. You know, you might consider, if we have a nice little spike Monday, or you know, coming up to earnings, you might consider taking some profits. I'm honestly not sure where this will go. They've been probably spending a lot of money working on getting miners lately and that sort of thing. Now we'll see if the trend changes, but it seems to me that it's just going to continue to kind of chop around. But yeah, like I said, if Bitcoin does go up, this will likely go up, and I'll probably take some profits. And if we just have a red day in the market, you know, maybe this pulls back down to like the 650s, I will definitely be picking up down here. But that's basically what I've been doing with 3D Sphere, any stock. Thanks, guys. I know I kind of started rambling on in this one, but I appreciate you guys for listening, and I will see you guys on the next one.